Two people injured in collision that led to a hit and run. Vendors selling outside in Eastern Visayas Medical Center are ready to vacate for the construction of the legacy building. Grandmother and granddaughter die while crossing a swollen river. And OWA and DTI have partnered to provide loans for OFWs amounting to as much as 5 million pesos. Good evening, I'm Apolinario, 30 Dignadi si Valencia, and this is Philippine Headlines. In Luzon, two people injured in the collision that led to a hit and run in the city of Olongapo. The two individuals were injured in a vehicular accident that escalated into a hit-and-run incident after a car and a tricycle collided recently along in Balik-Balik Road in Barangay Santa Rita in the city of Olongapo, the province of Zambales. The driver of the car was identified as Ricardo, a 66-year-old resident of Gordon Heights who was driving a red Honda Civic with the plate number WFD 655. Meanwhile, the tricycle involved was an Kawasaki Barako with plate number R7613T and body number 7027, driven by Renante, a 54-year-old, along with his passenger, Nida, a 43-year-old. Based on the initial investigation by authorities, both vehicles were traveling in the same direction at around 11:30 a.m. when the Honda Civic allegedly struck the rear portion of the tricycle. Due to the strong impact, the tricycle lost control and eventually crashed into a concrete wall of a roadside in the sari-sari store. The two occupants of the tricycle sustained injuries and were immediately assisted by the Barangay Santa Rita rescue team, was rushed to James L. Gordon Memorial Hospital for medical treatment. After the collision, the driver of the car reportedly did not stop and instead fled the scene. However, the police immediately conducted a follow-up operation and tracked down the suspect at a convenience store along in Santa Rita Road, where he was promptly arrested by authorities. Both vehicles sustained heavy damage and are now under the custody of the Traffic Enforcement Unit for further examination, while the investigation continues to determine the possible liabilities of the car driver in connection with the incident. In Visayas, the vendors selling outside in Eastern Visayas Medical Center are ready to vacate for the construction of the legacy building. The vendors with stalls outside the Eastern Visayas Medical Center are prepared to vacate if necessary for the planned construction of the hospital's new building. The area currently occupied by the vendors outside the hospital will be the site of the 12-story legacy building. The vendors said they understand that the land is owned by the government, which is why they are willing to leave once needed. They were reportedly informed about the plan as early as last year. However, the group of vendors is appealing to the government to help them find a new location where they can continue their businesses. The new state-of-the-art Eastern Visayas Medical Center legacy building will be constructed to provide additional treatment and laboratory centers. In Mindanao, the grandmother and granddaughter died while crossing a swollen river in the city of Digos. A female senior citizen and her granddaughter died after being swept away by strong flood waters in the Mati River in Barangay San Agustin in the city of Digos, the province of Davao del Sur, on Tuesday afternoon. The search, rescue, and retrieval operation conducted by responders lasted for 12 hours in search of the 65-year-old grandmother and her 5-year-old granddaughter. According to Philip Caminade of the Digos City Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office, the grandmother and the two and her two grandchildren were attempting to cross the river to attend a birthday celebration when they were caught by the sudden surge of water. The grandmother was found dead in the neighboring town of Hagonoy, while the granddaughter was also found dead in a nearby barangay. Meanwhile, the other 7-year-old grandchild survived but sustained injuries to the body. Caminade said that no houses in the city were flooded, but river currents became very strong due to heavy rains in the upland areas of Digo City and nearby towns. In the other news, Super El Nino feared due to extreme heat. The Department of Science and Technology, Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration, or DOST PAG-ASA, has raised concerns over the possibility of the Super El Nino if the extreme heat caused by El Nino continues. A Super El Nino occurs when sea surface temperatures rise above 2.0 degrees Celsius. According to weather specialist Lauren Lorente, its effects could be far more severe than the current El Nino being experienced, as it may bring intense drought and possibly long-term impacts linked to the global climate change. Based on DOST PAG-ASA data, the last recorded Super El Nino occurred in 1877 and 1878, during which millions of people were affected and many died due to extreme heat. At present, the DOST PAG-ASA has already issued an advisory to the public, urging everyone to remain alert to the dangers and health risks brought by the continuously rising temperatures. And our business update, OWA and DTI have partnered to provide loans for OFWs amounting to as much as 5 million pesos. The Overseas Workers Welfare Administration, or OWA, and the Department of Trade and Industry, or DTI, have partnered to provide startup loans for overseas Filipino workers, or OFWs, that may reach up to 5 million pesos. According to OWA, the said loan requires no collateral and carries 0% interest based on the promised 2 billion peso funds allocated for OFWs. This is in addition to the step-up upskilling program being offered by OWA to OFWs. And that is Philippine Headlines this Thursday, May 21, 2026. I'm Apolinario, 30 Dignati si Valencia, and this is Salakot Online Broadcasting Network. Good night, Philippines. Amping kasadya.